The 1973 to 1974 NBA season was the 28th season of the National Basketball Association. The season began on October 9th, 1973 and ended on March 27th, 1974. The Baltimore Bullets relocated to the Washington, D.C. suburb of Landover, Maryland and became the Capital Bullets. The NBA on CBS began. CBS's partnership with the NBA lasted 17 consecutive years. Blocks and steals became officially recorded statistics for the first time. The number 1 draft pick was Doug Cowens, selected by the Philadelphia 76ers. Hit that sub button right now if you learned something new. Power, what's going on? This NBA Wrap. Those were some quick facts about the season. Hit that like button right now and let's get into the team records. Leading the league in the West were the Milwaukee Bucks with a 59-win, 23-loss record, followed by the Chicago Bulls, 54-28, Detroit Pistons, 52-30, and Los Angeles Lakers, 47-35. Missing the playoffs were the Golden State Warriors, 44-38, Seattle Supersonics, 36-46, Kansas City Omaha Kings, 33-49, Phoenix Suns, 30-52, and Portland Trailblazers, 27 wins, 55 losses. The East was led by the Boston Celtics with a 56-win, 26-loss record, followed by the New York Knicks, 49-33, Capital Bullets, 47-35, and Buffalo Braves, 42-40. Missing the playoffs were the Atlanta Hawks, 35-47, Houston Rockets, 32-50, Cleveland Cavaliers, 29-53, and Philadelphia 76ers, 25 wins, 57 losses. Let's get into the season leaders and all-star game. Leading the league in scoring was Bob McAdoo of the Buffalo Braves, averaging 30.6 points per game. The rebounds leader was Elvin Hayes of the Capital Bullets, averaging 18.1 rebounds per game. The assist leader went to Ernie DiGregorio of the Buffalo Braves, averaging 8.2 assists. The first recorded steals leader went to Larry Steele of the Portland Trailblazers, averaging 2.6 steals per game. And the first ever recorded blocks leader went to Elmore Smith of the Los Angeles Lakers, averaging 4.8 blocks per game. The 1974 NBA All-Star Game was played at the Coliseum at Seattle Center in Seattle, with the West beating the East 134-123. Bob Lanier of the Detroit Pistons won the game's MVP award with the 24-point, 10-rebound, and 2-block performance. The Eastern Conference All-Stars were Pete Maravich and Lou Hudson of the Atlanta Hawks, Walt Frazier and Dave DeBusschere of the New York Knicks, Dave Cowens, John Havlicek, and JoJo White of the Boston Celtics, Elvin Hayes and Phil Chainer of the Capital Bullets, Rudy Tomjanovich of the Houston Rockets, Bob McAdoo of the Buffalo Braves, and Austin Carr of the Cleveland Cavaliers. They were coached by Tom Heinsohn of the Boston Celtics. The Western Conference All-Stars were Gail Goodrich and Jerry West of the Los Angeles Lakers, Geoff Petrie and Sidney Wicks of the Portland Trailblazers, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar of the Milwaukee Bucks, Rick Barry and Nate Thurmond of the Golden State Warriors, Bob Lanier and Dave Bing of the Detroit Pistons, Charlie Scott of the Phoenix Suns, Spencer Haywood of the Seattle Supersonics, and Norm Van Leer and Chet Walker of the Chicago Bulls. They were coached by Larry Costello of the Milwaukee Bucks. Let's get into our award winners of the season. You know we need that Rookie of the Year award here in Spa World. I'm sweating, man. Look at the pain I'm putting in. All you gotta do is hit that like button, hit that sub button if you new. It's free. The MVP of the season was Kareem Abdul-Jabbar of the Milwaukee Bucks, averaging 27 points per game, 4.8 assists per game, and 14.5 rebounds per game. The Rookie of the Year went to Ernie DiGregorio of the Buffalo Braves, averaging 15.2 points per game, 8.2 assists per game, and 2.7 rebounds per game. The Coach of the Year went to Ray Scott of the Detroit Pistons. Making the All-NBA first team was Rick Barry of the Golden State Warriors, averaging 25.1 points per game, 6.1 assists per game, and 6.8 rebounds per game. John Havlicek of the Boston Celtics, averaging 22.6 points per game, 5.9 assists per game, and 6.4 rebounds per game. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar of the Milwaukee Bucks, averaging 27 points per game, 4.8 assists per game, and 14.5 rebounds per game. Walt Frazier of the New York Knicks, averaging 20.5 points per game, 6.9 assists per game, and 6.7 rebounds per game. And Gail Goodrich of the Los Angeles Lakers, averaging 25.3 points per game, 5.2 assists per game, and 3 rebounds per game. On the All-NBA second team, Elvin Hayes of the Capital Bullets, averaging 21.4 points per game, 2 assists per game, and 18.1 rebounds per game. Spencer Haywood of the Seattle Supersonics, averaging 23.5 points per game, 3.2 assists per game, and 13.4 rebounds per game. Bob McAdoo of the Buffalo Braves, averaging 30.6 points per game, 2.3 assists per game, and 15.1 rebounds per game. Dave Bing of the Detroit Pistons, averaging 18.8 points per game, 6.9 assists per game, and 3.5 rebounds per game. And Norm Van Leer of the Chicago Bulls, averaging 14.3 points per game, 6.9 assists per game, and 4.7 rebounds per game. On the All-NBA rookie team, Ernie DiGregorio of the Buffalo Braves, Nick Weatherspoon of the Capitol Bullets, Mike Bantam of the Phoenix Suns, John Brown of the Atlanta Hawks, and Ron Behagen of the Kansas City Omaha Kings. Making the All-NBA first team was Dave DeBusschere of the New York Knicks, John Havlicek of the Boston Celtics, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar of the Milwaukee Bucks, Norm Van Leer of the Chicago Bulls, and tied were Walt Frazier of the New York Knicks and Jerry Sloan of the Chicago Bulls. Making NBA All-Defensive second team was Elvin Hayes of the Capitol Bullets, Bob Love of the Chicago Bulls, Nate Thurman of the Golden State Warriors, Don Chaney of the Boston Celtics, and tied Dick Van Arsdale of the Phoenix Suns and Jim Price of the Los Angeles Lakers. Let's hop into the most important part of the season, the playoffs. This year's playoffs began on March 29th, 1974. In the Eastern Division semifinals, the Boston Celtics defeated the Buffalo Braves 4-2. The New York Knicks won over the Capitol Bullets in the 7-game series. In the Western Division semifinals, the Milwaukee Bucks eliminated the Los Angeles Lakers 4-1, and the Chicago Bulls beat the Detroit Pistons in 7 games. In the Eastern Division finals, Boston defeated New York 4-1 to advance to the finals, and in the Western Division finals, Milwaukee swept Chicago to advance to the finals. The 1974 NBA Finals began on April 28, 1974, featuring the Boston Celtics versus the Milwaukee Bucks. Before Game 1, the Bucks lost their starting point guard Lucius Allen, who averaged 17.6 points per game and 5.2 assists per game, to a knee injury. The Celtics took advantage and went on to win Game 1 98-83. Game 2, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar took control, scoring 38 points, grabbing 15 rebounds, and blocking Dave Cowens' shot at the end of regulation to force overtime and win the game 105-96. Back in the Boston Gardens, Cowens stepped away from the paint to drop 30 points and lead the Celtics to win 95-83. Kareem went off in Boston with 34 points and 14 rebounds, and along with Oscar Robertson's 9 assists, the Bucks took care of the Celtics 97-89. The Celtics stole the home court advantage back with a 98-87 win in Milwaukee. John Havlicek and Dave Cowens scored 28 points each, giving them a chance to close out the series at home. Game 6, the Celtics were down by 6 late, but they came back to force overtime. John Havlicek hit a long jumper to tie it at 86, with a little over a minute left. Then Oscar Robertson was caught in a 24-second violation as time expired. In overtime, Milwaukee led 90-88 when Kareem Abdul-Jabbar forced Havlicek to take a pull-up jumper. Havlicek missed but got the long rebound and scored to send the game into a second overtime. The lead changed in double OT 11 times, and with seconds left, Kareem hit a 17-foot skyhook to win the game 102-101 and tied the series 3-3. Game 7, the Celtics keyed in on Kareem and decided to abandon man-to-man defense and double and triple team him. He still scored 26 points, but allowed Dave Cowens to be more free on offense. Cowens led his team with a 28-point, 14-rebound game, and the Celtics won 102-89. John Havlicek was named MVP, averaging 27.1 points per game, 6 assists per game, and 6.4 rebounds per game in the playoffs. This was Oscar Robertson's final NBA game. So, Power, that's wraps on today's episode of NBA Wrapped. If you made it this far, hit that like button, hit that sub button. And if you want to learn more ball, you can do that right there.